Hello and welcome, all you fans of Gary Goes. And it's been a long time since we've spoken, hasn't it? But since Scotland, I'll be honest, I've not really done too much travelling, as I don't think many of us have. It's been winter. We've come in and out of COVID and back in again, but I finally made it on another little trip. So here I am in New York. You might be able to guess behind me. Oh, hello, that's messed up the lighting balance, hasn't it? Anyway, yes, I'm here in New York. 5-day trip. Yeah, very exciting, as I say, first trip in a while. I'm trying to see if you can see me. This probably wasn't the best idea to have filmed this in front of a window with bright sun coming through, but I'm sure you'll forgive me. Yes, I wasn't really even gonna film, to be honest. It's a lot more difficult in a city, as I'm sure you'll understand, to go around filming and talking to yourself. It's bad enough taking photos, but you know, when you're walking around pointing a phone around, you know, doing all of this, then it's a little bit sus in a city. But anyway, I've had a few requests because obviously, you know, this is a popular channel. The Scotland ones did pretty well. So anyway, yeah, a few people have asked me to do some video in. So yeah, I've done it. Now, this is a 5-day trip. I am currently on day 4. So it's a little bit wibbly wobbly, timey wimey, as the Doctor Who fans say. So yeah, I've done a little bit of filming. I'll be honest, day 3, which was yesterday, I met up with a friend and we were walking around town and having some drinks, and yeah, I didn't really do any filming then, and I forgot about it, to be honest. But the rest of the days I've done a fair bit of filming, so I'm going to put together a little video so you can see. But first I'll give you a little tour. This is my room. It's the Millennium, well, this is the Millennium Hilton, but then they've seemed to have like defaced the bits that say the Hilton, so I don't know what's going on there. But anyway, it's right in downtown. That is One World Trade Center behind us. I was up there this morning, which you'll see a video of that a bit later on. That is Oculus World Trade Center, which is like a shopping center. And then we've got another of the World Trade Center buildings. I don't know if you can see behind there. That is New Jersey with the Hudson River. So it's a fantastic view when the lighting doesn't play up. There you go. Fantastic view. I'm on the 15th floor here. But I'll give you a quick room tour because I know how much you enjoy those as well. Yeah, when I first saw this hotel, I thought, wow, this is the best place I've ever stayed in. And it is a nice room, but it's looking a little bit tired. They probably haven't renovated it since it was built or originally done, but it's decent enough. The bed is massive, as you can see. I'm doing all this like reverse feed, so it might be a bit confusing. Massive telly, which I've watched precisely once. Coffee machine, which is pretty decent. That's work out to use that. But yeah, they've got these little coffee bag things. Anyway, you don't want to hear about that. We're in New York. But let's walk backwards and give you a quick bathroom tour. The bathroom is actually quite impressive. All marble. Very low toilet, as they do tend to enjoy it in America. And a nice bath and shower. But yeah, it's all right. It's all right. I'm not sleeping particularly great, I think, because the Americans do like, and if there's any Americans watching, apologies if I've just assumed your bed preferences of an entire nation. But yeah, they like the sheets rather than the duvets. And I'm a duvet kind of guy, what can I say? But it's comfortable enough. I'm just not sleeping well, I think. I never sleep well in hotels, and you know, I'm in New York. It's exciting. So anyway, that's the intro and the room tour. I'm going to go back in time, 3 days. So enjoy the rest of the video, and hopefully there'll be some more from me later this year. I am planning, again, COVID and nuclear war allowing, and let's hope that joke didn't age badly. Oh, again, the lighting is terrible. Yeah, planning a few different trips. So hopefully there'll be some more to look forward to. But anyway, enjoy this one and let me know what you think. See you later, guys. I'd just like to apologise for how tired I just looked in that previous little clip. I really didn't sleep well. Anyway, the Staten Island Ferry, as seen in the first Marvel Spider-Man film when it got cut in half. Luckily, that didn't happen when I was on board. But it is actually probably the biggest bargain in New York City. A city not particularly known for being budget friendly, but it's the grand price of free. Absolutely free. You can pay to do trips or ferry trips just to Liberty Island or around Liberty Island, but the Staten Island ferry goes reasonably close to it, close enough to get some pictures anyway. Goes obviously to Staten Island, the clue's in the name, and it takes about 25 minutes to go one way, and then you have to get off, go through the terminal on Staten Island, and then you can come back again. But it does give you some fantastic views, although a small complaint, the windows weren't the cleanest, and some of the ferries you can go on the top deck, so obviously that's not a problem, but mine you couldn't. Typical. Anyway, look at that skyline of southern Manhattan. Absolutely amazing, and the weather was perfect. As I say, you saw at the beginning of the video there a little bit of the Statue of Liberty, but we did get a little bit closer, but like an idiot I didn't record that. But there's One World Trade Center, the tallest building in the Western Hemisphere, which you'll be seeing a bit more of later, and that is New Jersey on the other side, with the Hudson River in between. I sound like a tour guide. And this is the Roosevelt Island cable car, which they call a tramway, which is a little bit weird because it's not a tramway. But yeah, this isn't free, but it's just basically the price of a subway ride, so like $2.75, and it's a great little trip. Probably only about 5-10 minutes. And this is Katz's Deli. I think I put a picture up of the food later, but I did have a little shot. As you can see, mentally busy. I tried to do it as subtly as possible, but you can't really see much of the cooking, but the food looks fantastic and tasted fantastic. Probably not the best deli in New York, but still great and well known. And there is my Reuben. I could eat that again now. And the pickles were the highlight for me. Really, really nice. And oh, look at that handsome chap getting stuck in. New York Knicks, Madison Square Garden. What can you say? Absolutely cracking evening, even if they did lose. The atmosphere, amazing. Madison Square Garden, obviously one of the locations, one of the sporting locations in the world. And obviously, I'm sure you don't need me to tell you, this is the World Trade Center Memorial. Very sobering. It's really cleverly done how you can't quite see into that sort of infinity pool in the middle. Very poignant with all the names. And there's two of them, but they are basically the footprints of the towers. And then there's the replacement. A little snippet of the New York subway, which I became very, very well versed in traveling. Not the easiest thing to navigate. Seemed like evil locals were having trouble. It's not the cleanest. It's certainly a lot better than it used to be, but interesting. Gray's Papaya hot dogs. And this was a fantastic meal from a diner, which is, as you can see, any Seinfeld fans out there, that's where it was, Tom's Restaurant. And this is the Time Out market and the rooftop bar in Brooklyn. Expensive beers, but cracking views. Really nice location. The market downstairs got lots and lots of different food places, so well worth a visit in Brooklyn. This is the park, Brooklyn Bridge Park, I think it's called, with some other amazing views of southern Manhattan and the Brooklyn Bridge, which I did walk across. I think you can see that in a minute. It was more of a trek than I was expecting, but still worth doing. And this is the top of the One World Trade Center. It is the tallest building in the Western Hemisphere. Go up it just to say that you've been. To be honest, I did two. I did the Empire State Building, and like an idiot, that was the day that I didn't film anything. I think I've got a picture coming up in a minute, but for me, that was the more iconic building, and because you get to go outside, you got better shots. Just felt a little bit more of an event. This is just, it's clever how they do it when you go up in the elevator and they kind of lift the blinds out on the view and all that. But again, it's just windows. I mean, Oh, there you go. There's the Statue of Liberty. But yeah, the reflections aren't great. And I imagine if you come up at night, it's probably even more so. So you don't really get that good pictures. That guy's the most enthusiastic tour guide of all time. But yeah, obviously, you know, this is the tallest building you see. Again, on a nice day like today, you'll see for miles. Again, southern Manhattan there, looking down towards Battery Park. Governor's Island, definitely doing my tour guide bit. There's the Brooklyn Bridge and the Manhattan Bridge, leading to Brooklyn Heights, and Dumbo, which is down under Metropolitan Bridge underpass or something like that. Anyway, it's quite a cool area. It almost feels like they've come up with the acronym and then made words to fit around it, but still. See what I mean about the reflections? Yeah, it just takes away a little bit for me. Because these aren't cheap. I mean, both of these, this and the Empire State Building were about £35 each, £35. Yeah, I mean, obviously they're experiences. It's probably something you do once, but there are so many observatories now. I've heard that these two aren't even the best. I think the one at the Rockefeller Center is supposed to be really good. And there's another one called The Edge, I think, where you can go outside. But, you know, for the two that I did, I thought I had to do the Empire State because it's so famous and iconic. And I had to do One World Trade Center just because of what it represents and because it's the tallest. And yeah, the views are spectacular. Looking across to Midtown and all of those new crazy little tiny narrow skyscrapers that have shot up in the last few years. I'm not a fan personally. And this is the elevator. I didn't film as you go up like an idiot. And that kind of builds on the history, and it takes you, you know, on a whistle-stop tour of what Manhattan used to look like as time went on. But this is, you know, obviously a little reverse bird's eye tour as you go down, which was pretty cool. Yeah, it's like on all of the walls around the elevator. You can't quite see in this video, but they're all like 4K screens or whatever. So everywhere you look, you're seeing this view around you. I think you just passed where my hotel was.
Thank you for visiting One World Observatory.
There you go. And yeah, this is, I think, just a photo of Empire State Building views. Obviously not as tall, but you're right in the middle of Midtown. And there's that handsome chap again doing the traditional view. And yeah, I did basketball and ice hockey on this trip. So this is the New York Islanders, right out basically in Long Island. It was a right track, so it was right to the end of the subway, and then a bus. And it was an evening game, and probably wasn't the best idea I ever had. And I had to leave early to get back to the hotel. It was about an hour and a half out there and back, and I missed all the goals. But still an experience. So I can now say I've seen all the American sports, although American football is just in Wembley, so maybe that's the other one I've got to do in the US. But it's a fantastic stadium. The Islanders versus the Senators. And now we have the same view from the hotel room, but at night. Looking, if anything, even more impressive. There's the shopping centre there. A lot less people out this morning. I'm on the 15th floor here, so about halfway up this, I guess this is still a skyscraper, this Millennium Hilton, maybe not Hilton Hotel. And there's One World Trade Center. Looking amazing. Across to New Jersey. Yeah, it's a really good location, this hotel. As I say, it's not a fantastic room. It's okay, but the view is clearly what makes it. So anyway, yeah, I just got back from the ice hockey after a long trek from Long Island. Absolutely knackered. Gonna get some sleep, hopefully, for another day tomorrow, and then heading back at tea time. So there we go. But I thought I would leave you with this amazing evening view. Any seafood fans will enjoy this. Crawfish boil, which was fantastic. And this was pizza from Juliana's in Brooklyn, also fantastic. And because I didn't video any of it, is a little shot of Chinatown. And then we've got the High Line, which is a reasonably new attraction in New York. It was an old abandoned railway line for years, and that was going to get knocked down, I think, and then a group of locals got together and saved it. And it's now, as you can see, it's a walk where they've kept some of the original features, but built gardens and little pop-ups and things all along it. But yeah, it was great. I imagine in summer it would be even better with more flowers and foliage and stuff, but it's a great little view. Yeah, it's around Chelsea and the meatpacking district, which I think is the west side, I think. But yeah, it's a great little walk. Perfect thing to do on a Sunday. Yeah, I don't think I did the full length, but I was walking it for about 20 minutes, half an hour. So I imagine the whole thing's about 45 minutes long. Correct me if I'm wrong. If any of you guys have done it and I'm bang out, then point me in the right direction. But yeah, I think I did about 3/4 of it. But yeah, nice little walk. As you can see, pretty popular. And this was only just like a random Wednesday afternoon, I think, and the weather wasn't fantastic on that day. So yeah, I imagine in the height of summer, although it's going to be amazing, it's going to be pretty busy. And this is Chelsea Market, which I definitely recommend. Again, I think it's an old warehouse that they've converted into shops, and loads and loads of street food places. Some fantastic tacos from here. This is the slightly posher sort of sit-down bit. It's pretty big, the whole market, but there's a sort of counter-only street food area as well. But yeah, definitely recommend it. And of course, we couldn't leave you without the absolutely iconic Times Square. Again, like an idiot, I went there at night and didn't film. I'll show you a couple of pictures, I think, but this is the daytime, and although it's not, I mean, Times Square is made for the night, isn't it, with the neon and all of those crazy signs, but still impressive in the day. Just absolute quintessential New York, isn't it? And they've got these steps built up where you can stand up and get a good view and selfies and stuff. All those hot dog stalls and taxis. I was a bit disappointed the taxis aren't like the old style. They're all sort of people carriers and stuff now. Not quite the same. Yeah, but still amazing. The smell of weed permanently, which I think is legal now, certainly in New York. Couldn't quite get my head around that, but yeah, here we go. This is a picture of nighttime. So sorry it's not a video, but you get a general idea of the difference. And this was in the middle of a thunderstorm, so. And yeah, Grand Central Station, which is probably best known to me from the Spider-Man game on PS4. Having some battles in here, but again, you know, iconic. The oyster bar downstairs and the clock and everything. Amazing. And as promised, the walk over the Brooklyn Bridge. Yeah, that probably took about half an hour, to be honest, because the bit that you're actually going over the river is only about half of it. You've got this big long sort of walk up from either side. And, you know, when you're in Brooklyn side and you want to get off and look round Dumbo, go to the pizza place, you've got to like walk an extra 15 minutes right to the other side of the bridge to turn around to come back under. But I mean, yeah, you're not going to complain when those views are either side of you. And just finished off with a little panorama of Central Park with those stupid thin skyscrapers. Anyway, apologies, this has basically been me giving you a tour guiding, but I hope you've enjoyed it anyway, and yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this installment of Gary Goes, and see you soon.